Hello, my name is Juliet Grayson, and this is the first part 1 in a 5-part series on subtle but corrosive relationship patterns. And this one is called Living with a Nitpicking Partner and How to Protect Yourself. This piece grew out of a recent piece of work with a couple I saw in therapy. As we listened carefully to their everyday interactions, a familiar pattern emerged. Nothing dramatic, no single explosive incident, instead a steady accumulation of small corrections, comments and critiques that had quietly worn one partner down. It's a dynamic I see often, and one that can be surprisingly hard to name. Living with a partner who nitpicks or constantly criticises can feel like walking through a minefield. Everyday choices, how you load the dishwasher, the way you word an email, or the timing of a simple task become moments of potential scrutiny. Over time, this pattern erodes confidence and increases anxiety until home starts to feel less like a place of rest and more like somewhere where you have to stay alert. Nitpicking usually shows up in small, cumulative moments. You cook a meal and hear, "You didn't chop the vegetables evenly," or "That's not the right way to do it." You mention a minor mistake at work and receive a detailed account of how it could have been handled differently. Even when the feedback is factually correct, the tone and repetition can feel relentless. The unspoken message is not about the task, it's about you falling short. The emotional cost can be significant. Many people begin to doubt themselves, second-guessing even familiar tasks. You may anticipate criticism before it arrives, adjust your behaviour to avoid it, or suppress your own preferences to keep the peace. Slowly, your attention shifts away from your own internal sense. Conversations that should be simple become tense and draining, and you start to constantly self-monitor. It can help to understand that chronic nitpicking is rarely about perfection alone. It's often rooted in anxiety, a need for control, or difficulty tolerating uncertainty. Recognizing this doesn't make the behavior easier to live with, but it can help you separate your worth from your partner's commentary. Protecting yourself begins with clarity. Naming the pattern quietly, at least to yourself, is a first step. From there, gentle boundaries matter. You might say, "I'm open to feedback, but not on every detail." Or, "I'd like us to focus on what really matters here." Boundaries are not about shutting the other person down, they're about preserving emotional space. It also helps to choose where you engage. Not every comment deserves a response. Deciding what to let pass and what to address is part of maintaining your equilibrium. Finally, tend to your own sense of self. Stay connected to people and activities where you feel competent and valued. Remind yourself that being human includes imperfection. Living with a nitpicking partner can feel diminishing and lonely, but with awareness, perspective, and clear emotional boundaries, it's possible to reduce its impact and reclaim a steadier, more grounded sense of yourself. If you feel like giving any feedback on this, I love hearing feedback. https://bit.ly/JulietMuses, JulietMuses. And this is the first part in a 5-part series, so there'll be more coming next week on the same topic. This time, the next one is looking at defensiveness. Take care, go well, thank you.